Hey, Chip here, no garage. Listen, it's been raining for the last few days, so I haven't been able to do anything. The last video was just some general freaking stupid maintenance filler video while I wait for parts to show up so I can do the front end work on my truck. Because right now it is not safe to drive on my F-150. I was going to call it Bully, but that's just way too obvious because it's a bullnose Ford. I need a name. Maybe I don't need a name. I don't know. It's chilly out here. I'm talking a lot. But today, because of the rain, and I still haven't got my parts, because I ordered them off eBay, we're going to do more filler shit. So this is my 10.1 inch widescreen cheap ass Amazon stereo that I'm going to put in this truck. Notice I said 10.1 inch screen. Allow me to elaborate. That is not a 10.1 inch hole. That's a single DIN stereo slot. That stereo turns on, but it doesn't play. I'm fairly certain I don't have speakers in this truck. I know the driver's side door I don't, because that was changed. It's bare. I don't even have a door panel on this truck. I need a door panel. The other door, I don't know. There's none behind the seat. But what I did do is I bought a pair of 6x9s from Walmart and a set of 6x9 enclosures from Walmart, which will go behind the seat and provide my speakers. My daughter's home. She's playing music rather loud. And now the dogs are barking like crazy. So I'll be right back. Okay, now that that's over, I need to figure out how all of this comes apart without breaking it. I don't feel any screws. And I really don't want to break this because everything else is broken in the truck. So there's screws up there. I don't know. One thing I did too is I left my electronics toolbox with all my electronics stuff in it out in the back of white trash. And I found out it's not waterproof. I'll be right back. All right, I got it out. 2 screws up top. And amazingly, I mean, look at that dash. The screws are still in there. And it's not broken. But now I got 4 screws to get this stereo out. And then we'll start working on wiring up the new one. It's a little dark in here, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to get this stereo out and I'll be right back. All right, amazingly, this was pretty easy to take out. Audio box. Remember? It's audio box cassette deck. Who remembers those? And these people, when they wired it, oh, my stuff's falling everywhere. Okay. When they wired it, look at this. They used spade connectors. I'm not going to be that nice. But trying to get the wiring out, and it is kind of really tight. Trying not to rip any. I'm trying to hold my camera right. All right, so here's an interesting little thing I found out is this audio box here. It's a AV934. The one thing that I found was the stereo was built or came out in 1987. That's the year I graduated high school. and this truck is in 1986, so it's possibly lived in this truck. Wow. What was it? 80, let's say 85, 95, 15, 25, or 20 minus 2 is 18 or 38 years. That stereo is 38 years old, and it's still turned on. I didn't hear anything from it, but the power still came on. 38 years it's been in this truck. 38 years. Maybe. Could be 37. Could be 5. I don't know. All I know is when the stereo came out, and the truck is 1 year older than that stereo. Wow. I got a lot of wiring to deal with here. I'm just going to cut it. I don't care about the radio. Honestly, I don't. Yeah. I'm trying to find all the wiring, because it looks like there's more wiring than what's coming out of the back of the radio. And what sucks about this is back then, this stereo predates standardized wiring. Like nowadays, I don't care what car stereo you buy, the wiring for it is going to be the same as the next guy and the next guy and the next guy. And I don't care what brand stereo you buy, they all have the same wiring diagram for the speakers, for the power. I mean, there's some things they might add in or they're a little bit different, but the speakers, the power, yeah. Anything to do with the power and anything to do with the speakers is all going to be the same. That was not a thing quite a while back. No, jeez. How old am I? Quite a while back. That wasn't a thing. And wiring would be different. So, yeah. I'm going to dig in, get this wiring out. I may have to run new wires. I don't know. I hope not. I really don't want to. But it is what it is. And it's raining out again. See you in a minute. All right. It's another day. Back in the F-150. I did some playing around with the wiring and getting things figured out. And here's where we're at. I now know this wire is keyed. This wire here is constant. And this wire is illumination. I'm not worried about speakers because, well, they're in boxes over here. So I'm going to relieve this truck forever of its plug. I know I probably shouldn't, but I don't know. Let's see the stereo finally. I mean, admittedly, I looked at it already, obviously, but here's our wiring. Tons and tons and tons of wiring. I'm not even going to be using the speaker wiring, just the power. Or no, I have to use the speaker wiring to hook up the 2 speakers. That's all this truck's getting is 2 speakers for now. Here is the backup camera, which I am considering hooking up. Considering. Ugh. Crap in my way. Too much crap in this truck. I stored stuff in this truck when I went to Poverty Tour. Book. So here's how this works. This, as you can tell, is just a single DIN stereo. With a huge bag on it. You ever notice they put, find somewhere safe to put that. They put these little stay fresh things in there. Like, you know, we're gonna eat it or something. I don't get that. Anyway, so this is a single DIN. Tons of plug-ins on the back. GPS antenna. Regular car antenna. You can't see any of that. But, yeah, tons of plugs. But it's a single DIN, and here's why. This is, if I can get it out of the bag, for some odd reason, they decided this bag didn't need to be bigger than the radio, like they did with the unit it plugs in. This is the screen for that single DIN. And you'll notice on the back, it's got a plug. So then you would take and plug it in like so. So this part goes into your dash for your old cars and you don't want to cut your dash up. Single DIN. Big screen. And then if that screen is blocking something, you can turn it. It's pretty cool. And then there's just two buttons there. You push, the screen comes right off. This is a Chinese, you know, very Chinesium. On Amazon, I'll put a link in the description. It cost me with tax $100 for a 10.1 inch screen with wireless, mind you, wireless Android Auto and or Apple CarPlay. So let me bring you in here. I'm gonna just eliminate this plug. I think, like I say, this is the keyed. This one is power, 24/7 memory power, basically. This one is illumination, and over here, I don't know why there's that clip on there, but these are hooked to ground. So I will use that ground that they're using because it's just right here on this metal plate. Yeah. So, let me get all this crap out of the way and start figuring out these wires. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I had to change around the pins on these. So this should be... Where's my thing? The orange should be my constant. Yep. So that's keyed, and that is my illumination. That way, I don't have to remove the plug. I prefer not to remove the plug, simply because, you know, the next guy. But from what I can tell, they've completely removed all the speaker wiring. And I'm assuming, because this door, this is the speakers right here, as a matter of fact. But they spliced up the speaker wiring pretty bad. So I'm going to have to run all new wires for my speakers. So let me get my power. And it's weird because this has a really cheap GPS. I don't know how good that'll be. And then it's got USB, all my other stuff. Video, mic. Ooh, micro. Did they give me a microphone? They didn't. They didn't give me a microphone. Them cheap bastards. What's in this bag? No, that's just a backup camera. Anyway, they gave me they gave me 2 power options. One is this one. This plugs into the radio. This, I don't know what this plugs into. No idea. But thankfully, they also provided other. That's just open end, you know, plugs into the radio and then open end. And yeah, I guess if I'd have had the other end of that, I could have completely wired everything and then just plugged it right into that. But they didn't provide that either. You pay $100, you know, what do you expect? You get what you pay for. Oh, here's another one. What's this? Oh, brake light. A couple of shortened wires. Camera. Ooh. We'll figure all that out later. The instructions are not helpful at all. The instructions is basically this. That's it. But those here's what your plugs do. And they, like, the rear right speaker, it's horn, rear right. Front left horn. Horn, rear right. Again, the ground. It's stupid. They said they gave me a cage release key, but I didn't see that. Oh, yeah, I did. They're right there. User manual, installation screws, the 2 power wires, rear view interface wire. That's what that is. The short one I just showed you with this one with the audio. Yeah. USB wire 1, 4P USB wire 1, RCA wire, GPS antenna, rear view camera. Yeah, they didn't give me a microphone for, you know, using the hands-free part of it. I'm not sure what these are about. One of them is going to be the USBs. One's going to be to hook your phone up first time. I don't know, they're data cables. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wire up the power. And I need to figure out my speaker wires. I need to clean up this mess. So I need to figure out my speaker. I'm going to have to pull my speakers out. Hopefully they give me plenty of wire. I do have some wire in my toolbox. But I don't know if I got enough. It's not like I'm going far. I'm just going behind the seats with the 6x9s. The problem back there is, though, is there's this, like, shelf thing. I don't know. Let me get some stuff done. I'll be right back. This is funny. All right, I was just stretching my wire. I'm gonna have to go buy some wire to hook up speakers. But I was just stretching my wire. And decided to pull the 6x9s out because I've got I don't want you to see this yet, but I've got this behind the seat, this weird shelf thing here that I'm thinking about pulling out. But I wanted to see how my boxes fit for the speakers because I bought 6x9 boxes because I don't have anywhere to mount speakers. These are, and I should have paid attention, it's my own fault, I have to assemble them. What the heck? Seriously, I gotta assemble the boxes. It should have paid attention to the instructions, which honestly looks easy enough. Let's put one together. All right, just for fun, let's look at this again. You're supposed to just do that, fold it up, screw it together. Yeah. Okay. First, you got to screw it together before you can screw it together. I bought these at Walmart, not IKEA. What the hell? All right, let me put these boxes together. Yeah. What a piece of junk. That is the shittiest box. Look at this. It probably doesn't help I use that. But once I figured out that was an issue, I mean, the back of it is all good. It's just right here. Oh well. What can you do? Alright, anyway. Time to figure this shit out. Alright guys, this one turned out much better. Come to find out, if you use a screwdriver rather than horsepower, they go together pretty nice actually. That's the Walmart brand speaker. Same with the box. Come out okay. It's not all split and much better. Anyway, and if you're not watching Gilliam, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Hold on, I need a reference. Here we go. All right there. Gilliam Farms. While you're recording a video, what's wrong with you? All right, guys, real quick, I gotta point this out. These screws right here came out easily, just like this one here. I mean, yeah, I gotta give it a little pressure. It's got dirt in the Phillips part. But there it is. And the other two came out the same way. Southern trucks, man. I'm from Michigan. This is amazing to me. I've been here 18 years and this is still amazing to me. All right, I just recorded a whole damn clip. That pisses me off. A whole damn clip with the orientation of the camera on its side. Look, I found the original owner's manual to the Audiovox stereo. That's cool as hell. Yeah, Audiovox. And that stereo worked. I mean, I cut the wires short. I don't care about it. It's not pretty. It's pretty dirty. I don't know. It can be cleaned up. Maybe it can be saved. I don't know. I cut the wires short, so there's that. Because I don't care. It's a cassette player. But it is cool that it's in the truck. And then the owner's manual to this truck. The 1986 Ford F-Series 150 to 350. I have the original owner's manual. And it's inside the original frickin' sleeve. What's this? Is this where he got it from? Georgia, Alaska. Let's see. What's on here? Owner. All right. Owner warranty identification card. Hold on. I'm trying to get rid of some stuff. In service date 10/17/1986. That's cool. That is really cool. Anyway, let me get this other speaker wired up so I can get the stereo wired up so I can put it in the frickin' truck and test this stupid thing. All right, there's one more thing I want to show you. Just to show how authentic this sleeve is, it's got a metal plate in there stamped with the VIN. With the VIN. And then I'm not sure what all this is about. If someone can tell me. What was that? 78 F151 418K. I'm assuming it's to do with the truck. Maybe motor. I don't stuff with the truck. Anyway, I'll look that up later because that's a cool find. I've never had a vehicle that still had this kind of stuff in it before, and most of my vehicles have been newer. It's been a long time since I've owned an 80s truck, and my first trucks were F150s. My very first one was in 1984 F150 step side, 3-speed with a 250 straight, or 250, 300 straight six. Awesome. No, it wasn't a 3-speed, it was 4-speed. It's stick shift. That was my very first truck ever. And then I've had numerous F-150s since then. White Trash is my second ever Chevy truck. I had a long bed square body 87 for quite a while actually. It eventually died and rusted in Michigan. You know, they ruin everything. I brought it down here with me, but it was already too far gone. The motor was still good. Transmission was still good, so I sold it. Someone wanted the motor and trans out of it and made me a good deal. It was just a 305, but that 305, it just went. It was a strong motor. Anyway, yeah, back to getting this crap done. All right, it's starting to get dark, but sorry about the buzzing. Let's see what we got. We got power. We do. We got power. We got power. Hold on. All right. I didn't hook up the back two speakers yet. Let's see what we got. Kind of cool. Okay, I'll mute that music because. All right, so this is kind of Android based. Bluetooth. Let's see. I'm gonna get my radio hooked up to it, and I'm gonna plug in the other speaker too. Let's see what we got. I'm playing my video.
It's daytime. We're stopped.
Hold on.
About another 150 miles and stop. Bathroom break. Little road shot.
It's not terrible,
You guys will see me.
but you know. I got $200 into it. Like I say, I've got $200 into this. Let me pause this. get the key out of it so it's not buzzing no more. Anyway, I got a lot to do here, guys. Where's my light? I've got everything but connected. I need to do some taping and tucking and doing, and that one, that sill panel came off just as good as this side. So it's working. So what I'm going to do is get everything taped up, tuckered up. Maybe I'll get it done. I mean, I gotta run the GPS antenna wherever that went. I gotta run my USBs. Yeah, and it's like I say, it's getting dark, so I think I'm gonna call it a night, and then tomorrow morning, ow, I'm gonna hit my head on the freaking door. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna finish this thing up. It shouldn't take this long to hook up a stereo system, but when you work as much as I do, ooh, I got packages. That's the next video. Anyway, I'll see you in the morning. All right, guys, it's a new day, and I kind of went through and installed the stereo. So, I put GPS antenna up here so we can keep track of it, and then the stereo is here. I ran the USB cables over into the glove box. I have a whole lot of cleaning up in here to do, put everything back together. But what's cool is, let's see. Go in here. Google services. I'm gonna sign into that real quick. So let's discover this son of a gun together. I'm gonna try not to play music because, you know, that'll get me in trouble. I wish I could change this whole layout. I don't know if I can. I've got it connected. Oh my god. Sweet. Hold on. Oh, stay. Don't fall, camera. We can go like this. Ah, look, I'm a Tesla. I want to figure out how to reset all this. I don't mind that. I think that's actually why I want Waze. But because I like to see what I know the speedometer's wrong. And what's weird is when I'm in the other mode, if you look here, I don't have that settings button. Come on, switch back. And I want to be in this mode. I don't have this settings button where I can go into all my settings. But I mean, I can get to it. So if I go here, come on. Maybe if I peel this off, ooh, that screen will be a little easier to use. I didn't want to take that off, and I may not. Hold on. So I put it back on. Now I've got air bubbles everywhere because, you know, it is what? What did I do? Oh, hey, my phone. Oh, I got to be connected to Bluetooth. I'm not connected to Bluetooth. So, okay. There we go. And let's see if this works. Don't play. Okay. All right. Now I got Waze right here. because that honestly is my preferred. And it disconnected. $100 stereo, $100 stereo. Maybe if I just reset it, let it do default stuff, it'll do what it's supposed to do. Anyway, I gotta clean up my mess in here. I'm gonna get this stereo figured out because I'm not sure why it keeps disconnecting my Bluetooth. It didn't do that till I started playing with it, so it's something I did. I found the EQ, which is a cool EQ actually. Let me bring that back up. It's got this cool. I can use a regular EQ, or go to DSP, and then I can use my finger. You see that? To adjust how I want it to sound. I actually had it sounding pretty decent, so I'm going to leave it pretty much the way it was. I like to hear the highs. Anyway. For $100, it's a nice radio. It really is. It's a nice radio, and I'm peeling that back off because now the bubbles bother me. I should have never peeled it to begin with. I'm going to get my mess cleaned up. And the only real problem I have right now is the stereo's not stable in the dash. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to self-tap her. So I got to look at it. But I think I'm going to need to put in a couple self-tappers to stabilize the radio a little bit. Before, with the old radio, and this might actually be an option. Maybe I should think about this. It had these things here that screwed into the dash. Maybe that's the route I got to go. I got to look at it, see if I can do it, see if it'll work for me. And yeah. So the next clip is probably going to be everything's all cleaned up, everything's fixed, and I'll show it to you. And then it's on to the next video. See you in a second. He looks so lost. Okay, I got the truck mostly cleaned back out. I got the stereo in, and I think I'm going to leave it, that sun though, I think I'm going to leave it in this configuration where that sun is just killing me, where it's like this. See? Kind of cool. I had to put in some self-tappers to help stabilize this a bit because it was wiggling everywhere. I've got the brackets off the old audio box, and I think I'm going to have to pull the stereo out and put them on somehow. I'm going to have to figure that out. That'll be fun. That's not for this video. This video's already long enough for just putting in a frickin' stereo. That said, I'm going to get the heck out of here. Thank you guys for watching this BS video, and the last BS video, and the next BS video. Again, this stereo is called Audio or H Audio, something like that. I got it off Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. Be sure and check out. Wow, the sun. Whew. Anyway, be sure and check out the merch. Yeah. Trying to think. Got them cheap ass Walmart speakers in there with the Walmart IKEA style speaker boxes. The stereo is actually kind of cool. It will hook up to Wi-Fi. It is an Android based radio, so you can run YouTube and Netflix and stuff like that with a hotspot off your phone while you're driving down the road, because that's what we all should be doing, watching videos while we drive down the road. It makes the trip go shorter. Or into a tree. One of the two. Yeah. Sun is just blasting in this windshield. It's just tearing everything up. So for the little trees, little trees, new car smell. Smells good in here. Thanks for watching.